Lumos.
Hello, everybody. Oh, you want Abby Hatch? Okay.
What do you think you're doing here, humans?
Hey, why are they doing a state of play for Hogwarts? I mean, I guess it's a big game, huh? But, I don't know, maybe it's impressive. Hello, everybody. Jeff Grubb, GamesBeat. We're watching the Hogwarts Legacy state of play. I'm interested to see what it is. It seems like it might be this, like an open world game, where you have to attend class, I suppose.
Powerful ancient magic hidden in the wizarding.
Powerful ancient magics.
Uncover what's behind the return of this forgotten magic and who is seeking to harness it to destroy wizard kind. As you may be the one that decides.
Got to be careful with those character designs always.
But before you can study magic and begin to solve these mysteries, you must create the witch or wizard you want to be.
Oh, Fallout. That is Fallout as hell right there.
You will be sorted into one of the 4 Hogwarts houses: Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, or Slytherin. After you settle into your
I bet if you like just kind of were like thinking like, okay, make a Hogwarts game like Fallout, you know, more contained, obviously it's all going to kind of happen on the Hogwarts campus and then like the surrounding areas, the forest or whatever, you could pull that off.
You'll begin your studies attending charms, defense against the dark arts, herbology, and potions classes, to name a few.
Herbology.
Oh, hello.
The class starts at 4:20 every day.
Please welcome
I'm sorry.
the newest rose in our garden.
Shall we begin? Welcome to year 5 of charms.
Oh, that's a character.
This will be a crucial year in your education on the art of
Yes, these are all meeps.
But I am confident that we will take
All right, let's
passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge.
The best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
You may begin.
You may begin.
Not bad for a beginner.
How's it going, Laushin? How's it going, everybody in chat?
Here you'll meet your professors and learn to cast spells, grow magical plants, brew potions, and
Grow magical plants?
In between classes, you'll be able to explore the castle famous for its secrets, enchantments, and mysteries. You'll discover dungeons and secret passageways,
You'll discover lots of very slow walking.
as well as challenging puzzles that will require magical skill and a clever mind to solve. You may even find yourself in iconic locations you've never.
Oh, there are the slaves.
Before.
I'm glad they got the slaves in the game.
It's the late 1800s, so while the common rooms and classes may be.
I'm bummed out. I'm sorry. I used to like Harry Potter. Now it bums me out.
You may recognize a few.
I don't need to rub that off on anyone else. If you're not bummed out, I don't actually care all that much.
Right there with them. This offering is sure to win them over.
Don't forget why I'm here, sir.
You'll come to know this eclectic group of talented witches and wizards in class and while completing side assignments that are part of a special curriculum. One's designed to help you catch up with the other 5th years.
Oh, bocce ball.
Speed.
Lumos.
There's Rowling and like reassessing some of her choices and how the story, like, I mean,
Surrounding Hogwarts.
I talked about it on Grubb Snacks today, but like,
Master through your schoolwork.
being like, oh yeah, we're gonna free this one slave, and Harry's gonna understand his plight, but he's not gonna be for freeing all the slaves because they love being slaves. And so quit complaining, readers, about how Harry didn't want to free all the slaves. You're weird for wanting that. Like, why are those the choices you're making as an author?
Great a threat he really is.
But yes, mostly because of Rowling.
Ranrock's loyalists are
I
capable.
already had college IRL.
People realize.
The wizarding world of this era is fraught with danger.
It's like
Creatures corrupt.
the Sean video really did it for, like, really kind of narrowed it down for me. There is no morality in Harry Potter. There are just good and bad teams, and you could do anything if you were on the right team. So when
In fact, there's an
when like the Slytherin make a fat joke, it's bad because they're Slytherin. But then when Harry and his friends call, you know, what the Dursley kid, if they call him fat, it's good because they're on the good team. And the whole universe is built like that, and it's very annoying.
But perhaps you shouldn't involve yourself with that just yet. Let's go. Enemies possess unique defensive and offensive.
Yes, and the Jewish coded bank managers, and that was like the books did that, but then the movies did that too.
Some may attack directly, others might enchant and incapacitate.
I don't know.
Mastery of the
And really, it is instead of dealing with the criticism without being like, oh yeah, people are right, I should just change that. She writes justifications into the stories that are absurd.
Counterattack with powerful stunning charms, allowing you to follow up with extended spell combinations. Students who become particularly adept at spellcasting will find.
I don't know. To me, this game seems fated to the same thing as the Avengers. A big franchise. It should work. A lot of anticipation. Probably gonna have an okay campaign and story, and then be mostly disappointing in the long run.
Slam with Descendo. Roast with Incendio. Devastate your enemies using various finishes. You can even use the mysterious, powerful magic your professors do not understand to obliterate your strongest foes.
Grubb Snacks is live every Thursday on twitch.tv/giantbomb. And I think they put the recording up on giantbomb.com. If you want to watch if you want to like interact and stuff and ask questions, you'll need to subscribe, but it's free otherwise, I believe. I think they put the full thing up on YouTube now, so just check out Giant Bomb's video channels. I don't think this is an MMO. I mean, you're creating your own character. It looks like an RPG.
In addition to classes and spells,
right?
You'll have access to a deep set of upgrades, talents, and skills to aid your progression as a wizard. Complete challenges throughout the world to earn experience.
The final boss is a trance named They Them. Yes.
Your spells, plants, and potions to increase their power.
Rowling would lose her mind.
Best fit your playstyle to allow you to focus on your favorite types of magic.
Yep.
You can also
it's hard to get excited about it for me too.
Your own magical gear.
Yeah, subscribe to Giant Bomb Premium. That's the real way to get Grubb Snacks. That way you can ask questions and stuff and interact with me live.
Gear can be upgraded and specialized to allow for greater abilities for
Go to giantbomb.com/upgrade.
Even motion when cutting your ingredients.
Spells are not the only tools at your disposal in combat.
Man, I don't know.
Skills, you can continue to further your magical.
I'm like very skeptical of like
progressing your development as a witch.
Like if there was like a full potion brewing system in this game and it had like an underlying physics slash chemistry system where you could like really mess some shit up by like making potions, and that would be cool. But it's probably just gonna be like, follow these ingredients, get these ingredients, follow this instruction manual, and now you've done the thing for this quest.
In Beasts class, you will learn about a variety of magical beasts you might encounter, both at school and as you explore the world surrounding the castle and its grounds.
The goal of today is to remind all of you how to maneuver on a broomstick safely.
Ooh, it's always a good sign when they show the tutorial in the trailer for the game. That lets you know that there's a lot to show.
You're despicable.
Some abilities may be taught to you by students who become your friends.
Harry the platypus.
Relationships with these schoolmates, they can accompany you on your journey as your companions.
Aaron, because it's my job. It's literally my job to watch stuff like this and to understand what's happening in games. Hey, listen, you have full permission for me to turn me off and watch something else. If you just want to be hyped, I get it. I get that. When people are skeptical and I'm excited for something and I don't want to hear it, I don't want to hear it. I turn them off. Turn me off. You have my permission. It's not going to hurt my feelings. I fully understand that. So, like, no hard feelings. If you want to go watch someone else who's just legit, like, hyped for this, I get it. But I'm going to be... I can't help the criticisms coming out of me. That's how I feel. They're for real.
These students and more as you explore common rooms, hallways between classes, and
Well, I'm being pessimistic because it's a big AAA game based on a major franchise. And those usually don't work out very well. That's just based on history, not recent history, the history of all of gaming. I think Guardians of the Galaxy was it was lucky that it was as good as it is. And it's... but it's like one good example, and then you know you do. To me, like this just strikes me as Avengers. Like this is what it strikes me as. I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'll say it, and that's fine. I hope I'm wrong. I do.
Space for you to sow and harvest plants, brew potions, and upgrade.
Now, if you want to turn me on, that's. I mean, listen. I'm an old man now. Nothing works anymore. I'm just joking. Please, God.
That allow you to nurture your own menagerie of magical beasts.
Listen, if you want to turn me on, send me some JPEGs of Vaporeon.
One way to find out.
You can freely customize this space to reflect your personality and magical specialties.
Cars 3 driven to win.
Not everything you need on your journey is available at Hogwarts. You'll want to visit the nearby wizarding village of Hogwarts.
Oh man, I hope we can get lit. I hope it has the drunk system from Red Dead Redemption 2, and you just get lit on butterbeer. Yeah, let's talk about Circle of the Moon.
To seeds for magical plants.
Yeah, I know. I can't. I'm being a bit grumpy.
But Hogsmeade also has its dangerous side. A band of dark witches and wizards emboldened by the turmoil of the times wander the village.
Can I interest you in egg in these turmoil of times?
You must avoid them or defeat them. As you explore, you'll find the world surrounding Hogwarts is alive with activity, wonders, and areas of unusual interest. As the school year progresses, dynamic seasons and climates will fill the sky with lightning or sunshine, or coat the ground with snow or rain. Unique wizarding hamlets pepper the country.
Yeah, it's like a very tiny amount of alcohol, right?
Residents who have stories to tell.
Like it really wouldn't. It probably would not even get most like high school kids drunk, right? But like if you were a young kid, you'd probably feel a little warm and fuzzy drinking butterbeer.
When he was a student at Hogwarts, magical beasts.
Look at them biomes.
The castle walls. Some have been corrupted by a mysterious dark magic, while others are at risk of poachers and their traps. If you're feeling benevolent, you can rescue them and restore them to health in the Room of Requirement. But there are dangers beyond your understanding in the world as well. Dungeons and vaults hold perilous threats and also untold rewards. Be careful where you choose to explore.
That little girl's so tired. She needs to take a nap, but so hard to convince her to lay down and take a nap.
Master spells. Befriend new allies. Journey across a landscape never
Her
seen
forts.
before. Uncover ancient secrets. Combat mystical threats.
Whomping Willow equals Erd Tree Sentinel, yeah.
Become the witch or wizard you want to be as you leave your unique mark on the wizarding world. Here, in Hogwarts Legacy.
Okay, Google. Play Abby Hatcher on Netflix on Family Room TV. Holiday 2022 is when I think it's coming out, Pablo Cos. God, you look like a fool right now, Pablo. Okay.
First extended look at Hogwarts Legacy. Now let's hear from the real wizards and witches behind the game.
Yeah, it looks generic compared to Elden Ring. Listen, I don't want to say that because everything's going to look generic compared to Elden Ring. It's not a fair comparison. It's not what they're making here. It's not. They're not. It's just not even in the same realm. Honestly, it almost isn't even the same business. Like, this is part of a multimedia corporation's, like, maximizing of value of a property and Elden Ring is a video game. It's not. It's.
The lore of the
It almost feels two different worlds.
And all we had to do was.
It does have the same poster.
And build a game out of it.
The movies, the books, they all touched me in such a way. Like, it makes me want to go to experience Hogwarts. It makes me put in so much more detail into this game.
I mean, there's no reason Avalanche couldn't pull this off. Avalanche is a talented studio. They've made some good. I mean,
bringing to life just the charm and
they were the ones that did like the Disney Infinity stuff, right? So I mean, they've worked with a lot of brands before, and you know, honestly, it took time and probably a lot of money and a lot of talent, and that's you know, they've had a lot of time and probably hired up to probably a pretty big studio. You want to hop in, Mike? I just decided to do it last second.
The whole time, but then finally to get to touch it, to walk around it.
Where's Discord?
You've got all of these elements that can come together to create this amazing AAA open world action RPG.
When it comes to the open world, we just knew it wasn't going
Oh,
to
I
be
use
enough
Discord.
to stare out of the windows of Hogwarts and wonder what it's like out there. But the final question that fans ask is, what's beyond that? What's beyond the Forbidden Forest? What's going to be beyond Hogsmeade? What's beyond the Black Lake? If
All right, Mike, join me.
South? And we just felt like we had to answer those questions.
Wow. Okay. How's it going? Wait, I can't hear you. Let me turn you on. All right, I've turned Mike on.
Always turn me on.
There we go.
Ways to explore the world.
What'd you think?
You're going to see different stories.
Yeah, I thought it looked, you know, promising. It looks like the AAA Harry Potter game I assumed it would be, huh?
Yeah, you know what? That's probably right. Rachel, yes, hop in. Absolutely.
The famed school of witchcraft and wizardry.
Everyone's always angry at Jeff Christian.
Which is very unusual.
Already
there's a bit of an edge.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like I thought it did. I'm glad it's not going. Like, my biggest concern was it was going to be a little too dark and dreary, and there's like a little bit of that, but it still seems like you are going to Hogwarts. Like, I don't know. I think I'm weird because I like Sorcerer's Stone and Chamber of Secrets, like the movies when they're directed by Christopher Columbus, and they kind of feel like kids' movies, and they're very warm and they're kind of like fairy tales. That's like Chamber of Secrets is easily my favorite of those movies, right?
My favorite is definitely the third one. Now I can't. Prisoner of Azkaban. But you are 1,000% right about the Chris Columbus, like setting up the universe and making them feel warm and welcoming and really enticing. I love that stuff.
I know Azkaban has like a better like story in a lot of ways, but like its blue filter and everybody wearing jeans thing, it kind of killed the vibe for me a bit. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, I get that they're trying to let him age up and like make that okay because it's part of the overall story. But those first two movies almost feel like Christmas movie in the same way that
exactly.
I mean, it's Chris Columbus, so in the same way like Home Alone, like the house is decorated like a Christmas ornament, like the wallpaper looks like like Christmas decorations, like it's that sort of universe. Like that's the same thing they do with Harry Potter, where it's just like everything is imbued with like a magical feeling, and the game's doing a pretty good job of capturing that.
Yeah, there's a lot of like those warm colors and everything looks kind of cozy, right? So that's fine. I wonder if this will be better than the Chamber of Secrets game for the GameCube, though, which is
pretty good.
Best Harry Potter game.
Yes, it is. Yes. Rachel, are you still busy writing, or do you want to give your opinion now?
I'm finishing off writing, but I can do both at the same time.
All right, what'd you think?
Well, I can tell you if this had come out like even 5 years ago, I would have been way more excited about it. But I'm kind of, the last few years have seen me kind of try to push Harry Potter like back a little bit. It used to be such an important part of my life, and now seeing it as an adult, I'm like, oh, I'm not sure I want to be associated with this anymore. But I don't know. There's a part of me inside there that will always love what this book represents. Not so much who created it necessarily, but what it represents and what it meant to me and my family. And that's the part of me that is coming out while watching this. I'm like, oh, this is quite intriguing. And this is, I was intrigued by it, but I'm also looking at it like gestures broadly at RPG action adventure genre.
Yeah.
From the last 5 years. And that's basically what you're getting in this game. It's not doing anything hugely new or inventive.
Speaking of
is it Persona?
Is it Persona? Well, kind of. Persona, not really. Because in Persona, it's like a secret. Like there's high school kids that know about monsters, but but the other kids don't know about it. Everybody else thinks it's normal high school, so no, this isn't Persona.
Okay.
Yeah, it's talking about having complicated feelings about like a media property that you like because the people who make it maybe are weird or jerks. Stay tuned to GamesBeat tomorrow.
Yeah, yep, exactly. Oh God, yeah, I'm glad that's coming out tomorrow, so we can actually talk about it on the
podcast right after.
I mean, because like I actually can't think of anyone better to talk about it than you. So yeah, yeah, I am I don't know. This I feel it's very easy for me to be skeptical just because of the lineage of movie-based games, and that's where I'm kind of coming at it from. So I'm like, but I'll be willing to let it win me over once it comes out. It does seem like they're trying to do a lot.
I will say this. I mean, for me, the lasting legacy of Harry Potter is not so much the story that was told by the original author. It's it's the people who have gone in and created their own thing. It's almost like Skyrim in a way. Like no one gives a damn at this point about Skyrim as it originally came out. Yeah. It was a vessel for people to get started creating something bigger and greater, and using the space as a font for their own interests. And I think at this point that's what I want to celebrate. And this game seems to be basically that, if not as separate from the origin of it as I would like, but it's still something creative that came out of Harry Potter, and that's what I've always enjoyed most about the series.
Yeah, and I mean, like Mike was saying, the setting up the setting really for me happened after the movies came out, where I still like the books more than the movies, but those first two movies did such a good job setting up. That's when I started to read the books, and I'm like, oh, this universe is kind of fantastic to exist in. But that was Chris Columbus doing a lot of the work there with all his creative team. So it's like already from the beginning for me, it was like I was picking and choosing elements from other people that were contributing to it. But I don't know if other people are watching this or if they're seeing this trailer and they're not sure what to. I'm going to pause this and go back to the beginning. I don't blame anyone for not wanting to engage with this. Yeah, that's fine. You're totally allowed to skip this one. I don't think there's any real good way to hurt J.K. Rowling by not buying this game. She's going to be fine one way or the other. Like they had to pay money to license this game. They already did that. But whatever. Don't try to live your life trying to hurt the people that are trying to hurt other people. Just ignore them. Go live your best life and take care of the people out there that are the people you want to take care of. So, that said, I don't know if this game is not like astounding. I don't see myself actually engaged with it because I do feel like I'd be too bummed out the entire time just thinking about J.K. Rowling and really the world itself at this point is kind of compromised because of so many of the story elements that are like tainted with Rowling's inability to deal with criticism, and that's something I was talking about as we were getting started here.
What was that video that YouTube video you're talking about that was doing kind of a critique of Potter?
It's let's see, let's just go to it. Sean, Harry Potter. Here you go. An hour and 45 minutes. It's very good though.
I watched your 2-hour video about crypto. So
yes, this one is. I mean, Sean is very well spoken. He is not the person that is going to just put up straw man arguments. He always considers all sides and is very good at analyzing and deconstructing them. And it's like, yeah, these are like the kinds of things where when you start thinking about the arguments he puts out here, it's like, yeah, she could have avoided so many of these problems by just like either ignoring specifically the slave stuff, like having Hermione be so ridiculed for being like, I want to set all of the slaves free. Well, now you're weird. Don't be one of those weirdos.
Whoa, come on, Hermione. We need those slaves.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, they love being slaves, and only one wanted to be free, and that's what liberalism is. When one person wants something and they get it, it's not systemic change. And the whole book is against systemic change, or at least it always avoids systemic change at all possibilities. At the end of the day, Harry Potter just hates that the wrong people are in charge of the government. The government isn't a problem in his world, and it's not the Aurors aren't a problem. Like magical cops aren't an issue. It's just that he's not a magical cop, and it's like, okay, yeah, I get
They
it.
talk about the weird prison system where you get your soul sucked out of you as punishment.
I think so. Yeah. So yes, I think they do bring that up. Yes.
Because that was always weird to me. It's like, well, that's strange. We know for a fact that people are put into prison unjustly sometimes, so maybe we shouldn't do the cruelest, most bizarre punishment possible.
Right. Yeah, and I get it. Not real. It's fantasy, but
not real. It's fantasy, but also it should be smarter than that.
Yes, exactly.
And it's worth criticism. And some of the stuff would just be criticism if it wasn't also for the disgusting, anti-trans stuff that she also goes on.
Yes,
about.
Exactly. It would be very easy to just skip over the stuff I don't like because I do that in a lot of media. But when the person is who she is, it's I'm like, okay, well, let me actually step back here and see what she's actually doing. And then when I do that, it becomes more difficult to enjoy. But
I do love when you see the books side by side with each other, and you literally see like book 4 be like 3 times bigger than book 3. It's like, oh, so that's when
the same
maybe
size
she
as
got
the previous 3 combined.
Maybe that's what she got a little fool of herself or something. I don't know.
Yep. And there's a quote in this video from the Casual Vacancy, which I think is the one she wrote under a pen name at first, which is like her adult-focused one, and even there, she's like obsessed with like fat shaming her characters, and it's like this one guy's like, oh, he's so fat that most people immediately think of his penis, and when's the last time he saw it? And I'm like, what? I've never thought that when I saw an overweight person in my entire life. What are you talking about, J.K. Rowling? And it's her whole the whole thing where there are no bad, you can't do anything bad in the world. There are only bad teams. So when the bad people make fat jokes, it's bad. But when Harry Potter makes a fat joke about Dursley or whatever, it's fine. I don't know. Dudley Dursley.
Interesting. Yeah. Did you see Crimes of Grindelwald? That's a weird movie. That movie kills 2 babies during its runtime.
Yeah. I also. Isn't it
FYI,
like...
the article's going live now.
Okay.
Right. And is it the whole, like, it seems like the whole premise of those movies is to explain why the wizards didn't stop Hitler. And that's that's like probably a bad reason to make something.
Yeah. I like what basically the Luna Lovegood character from the first one, like the adjacent one, gets turned into a wizard Nazi in the second one for not much of a reason.
Yep.
Like, how do you like that character? Well, now she's a Nazi.
She had to, because there were 4 main characters, and we had to do something with we had to make sure all of them had a reason to be on screen. If she doesn't go evil, she has no reason to be there.
Not a good sign when you gotta give people things to do. That's my Plinkett. Plinkett said that in the Star Trek Nemesis review. I remember complaining about Riker just fighting some alien monsters, a Reman, during the finale for no reason.
So this is it's a video just called Harry Potter, and it's by Sean, and it's like I said, very much worth watching. The whole man, he does a great job of breaking down the problem with the ending and why it's like it doesn't deliver on all the things that were set up because she doesn't want to deliver on those things. He says it more eloquently than I can, because I haven't thought about Harry Potter at all in a really long time, actually, because I've sort of just put it to the side.
Same.
There's that incredible tweet where it was like Rowling was like, "Oh, I think that actually Hermione should have ended up with Harry Potter."
Yes.
And like somebody just quote retweeted. It was like, "Bitch, you wrote it."
Yep. All right.
Like she has to it's like she put those characters. She has to remind us actually their marriage was bad. It's like, okay, great, thank you.
All right, cool. Please leave me alone. Please get out of my room. I'm trying to sleep, J.K. Rowling.
No one's happy actually because I'm not happy.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I know this got weird, but it is what it is. Like, this is going to be Harry Potter and everything dealing with this game until it releases. And we're just going to have to accept that. All right, everybody. We'll catch you next time. Games Beat decides tomorrow. Go read Rachel's story about the thing just getting announced with the release date and all the pertinent info. We will be back tomorrow. Take care of yourself. Have a good one and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.